Hello students, today we are going to learn about square numbers and square root, right? So we'll learn about square numbers and square root today, right? What are square numbers? So when you multiply a number by itself, the product that comes out is called a square. Let's take example of numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and so on, right? When you multiply the number with itself, 1 times 1, 2 times 2, 3 times 3, 4 times 4, 5 times 5, 6 times 6, right? So this is denoted as 1 square, 2 square, 3 square, 4 square, 5 square, 6 square, right? This is how you denote it. These numbers are called square numbers of these numbers, the natural numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, right? So the product, final product, 1 square is 1, 2 square is 4, 3 square is 9, 4 square is 16, 5 square is 25, 6 square is 36. So these are all called square numbers, right? Now when you know the square numbers, how do you find out the square root, the opposite of it, right? What is a square root and where do you use it? So let's say somebody says that okay, this field is 25 square meter, the area of this field is 25 square meter. Now you want to find out the length of one side, right? At that point you need to find out the you need to use the square root to find out the length of the field. So let's say you have a field and area of the field is 25 square meters. It is also denoted at 25 meters square. So both are correct, right? So this is how you have, and then you want to find out length of one side. So how do you find it? You need to find out the square root of 25. So this is how you denote the square root of any number. So the square root of 25 and then the square root of 25 is 5 meter, right? So it will come to a single digit, a single unit, meter. How 25 square root of 25 is 5 is something that we are going to learn in this class. Now let's say you have a number. So I'll explain the easiest and most common method, that is the division method, right? So you have a number 25 and you want to find out the square root of this number. So what you need to do is do a division kind of a thing, right? And then you pair the numbers. So you need to do the pairing of the numbers from the right hand side to the left hand side until you find out the single digit number. So here we have two numbers, so we will pair it together and then you will continue reading the table until you get the number that is multiplied by itself. Let's say 1 times 1, 2 times 2, 3 times 3, 4 times 4, something like that. So here you know that 5 times 5, if you do 5 times 5, it is 25. So the square root of 25 is 5. So let's understand this with a bigger example, all right? So let's say you have a number, a 3-digit number now, right? So let's say you have 144, right? So you have number 144 and then you want to find out the square root of this number by a division method, right? So again you need to start pairing and then you are left with one digit at the beginning and you have paired 44, right? Now you start reading the table until in the squares, right? 1 times 1, 2 times 2. So for 1 it is 1 times 1 and the subtraction is 0 and then you bring 44 here, right? Now you take this quotient, double it up, means you add the quotient to itself. So 1 plus 1 is 2 and then you'll have one number here. Now again you start taking the reading the table until you reach 44. So it will be like 21 times 1, 22 times 2, 23 times 3, something like that. So you'll have to read the table like this. So 21 times 1 is 21, 22 times 2 is 44. You reach that number, right? So you will have 2 here, and then 44. So the square root of 144 is 12, right? This is the easiest method of how to find out the square root of any number. Let's take another example to make it more clearer. All right, let's say you have a number 529, right? And you want to find out the square root of this number. So you pair this number, and then this number is one number. Now you start reading the table, 1 times 1, 2 times 2, right? So when you do this you will get 2 times 2 is 4, and then you get 1, and then you bring 29, the pair, right, 29, and then you double the number 2, which is 4, right, and then you have one place here. Now you need to start doing the table of 41 times 1, 42 times 2, 43 times 3, right? Let's say, so 41 times 1 is 41, 42 times 2 is 84, 43 times 3 is 129. You have reached that number. So 43 times 3 is 129. So the square root of 529 is 23. How do you verify it, whether this answer is correct or not? So how do you verify? Do a multiplication. 23 times 23. Do a multiplication of 23 times 23. The answer you will get is 529. So this is how you find out the square root of a number using the division method. There are other methods to find out the square root, but this is the easiest method. I will explain about other methods as well in the next class. Thank you.